Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the vlog. This is going to be my reading vlog from September 5th through the 10th. If you may notice, I didn't vlog last week, and that is just because I didn't feel like vlogging, but now I do, so here we go. So I'm currently on my friend Katie from Kit Kats Can Read's sprints, and in these sprints I will be reading The Darkening by Sunya Mara, and this is the Fairy Loot exclusive. So this cover, and then this is what the book will look like when I hold it up, because this is what the under the dust jacket looks like, but I'll hold this up while I explain. So basically, in this world there is this thing called a storm that surrounds this one city, and we have Prince Delka, who was born to like protect his city. And then we follow Vesper, who she is the daughter of revolutionaries, and her mother had been killed by the queen when the queen sent her mother out into the storm. And ever since then, she and her father have been on the run. And now we are where... And now the Queen's soldiers, led by Prince Delka, are trying to catch up with Vesper's father. Things happen, and... yeah, that's kind of all I know. That was kind of choppy because I was like trying to figure out what exactly to say and what made sense. But that's kind of the brief premise. I'm literally just starting it, so I'm on page 1. But I literally love this edition. It's so pretty, like it almost looks like leaves or something on the edges, and I love the color of it. I'm really excited to read it. So yeah, so it's actually Tuesday at 8:45, and yes, I'm still wearing the same outfit. Don't judge. But yesterday I read 32 pages of The Darkening, which was good. And then Sam from Yarn Reader was doing like her little like birthday party thing, so I joined that. And then afterwards a few of us stayed like backstage and kind of like played some games, had fun. And then today not much has happened. I did some schoolwork, and then that's basically it. And then I read up to page 58 of The Darkening, and I'm enjoying it. I'm just like, I don't want to say it, but I think I'm slightly falling into a reading slump. Like last night I was like, I want to read something, but I couldn't pick anything because I didn't want to read anything. I'm hoping tonight is different, but made it up to page 58 of this. I am enjoying it. I do like the main character of Vesper, and this is just an interesting read. It is very like your classical YA, but so far it's being done well, so that's good. I will slowly read it. I might consider picking up the audiobook with it, because I think the audiobook is on it. It was either my library had the audiobook or Scribd had the audiobook. I can't remember which one, to see if that might help me, because I'm enjoying it. I'm just like it was like 8 o'clock, and I was like, oh, I haven't read anything today, so I was like, oh, I should probably read a couple of chapters. So yeah, like it's not the book, it's just in general I'm slumping a little bit. Like this month all I've read is Court by Tracy Wolff, and then like 2 or 3 chapters of A Destiny of Dragons by TJ Klune. So like I haven't read much this month. I know to some people that might be a lot, but normally by the 6th of the month I'll usually have at least 2 to 3 books finished, but then be close to finishing like a 3rd or a 4th. Like, so I'm just like slumping, because I don't know what I'm going to pick up later. I don't know if I'm going to pick up anything later. I will literally just have to wait and see until later when I'm actually going to read something. Okay, so it's Wednesday at about 1 o'clock, and last night I ended up reading, do not judge me for this title, it's called Dick by Daddy by Dana Isley. It's the 4th book in her like Nick and Holly series, where you follow Nick and Holly doing smutty things. It's like age gap hinky. It was like 60 some pages. I read it. I gave it like 3 stars. And then we had a package arrive, which I know what this is. I'm really fucking excited that it's here. And I figured open it. Make sure that there's no risk of my address being shown. And I'm literally so happy that this is here. The Sunbearer Trials by Aiden Thomas. Oh my gosh, it is gorgeous. Okay, let's just take, okay, first, those are the end pages. They're just a cute little skull. Oh, I love it. I am so excited to jump straight into this at some point. Oh my god. Like, oh my gosh, beautiful, like, chapter starters. Oh my god, I love it. I'm going to 100% be reading this. I honestly might start it tonight. I'm that excited. I don't care if I'm in the middle of a book, but like, very anticipated on TBR. So, oh my god, it looks so pretty. I'm so excited to read this. But today I've been doing schoolwork. My friend is going to be coming over later, like here in a little bit. And that's pretty much it. Not really anything else to update on. So yeah. Okay, so I think the last thing I filmed was me getting the Sunbearer Trials, like getting that book, which was yesterday afternoon, and now it's about 7:30 on Thursday, which it's weird to think it's already Thursday. The week has just flown by. But I didn't read anything yesterday. A sentence I rarely say. Wow. Today I filmed a video. The Queen of England died. That happened around lunchtime. Wow. And I started the Sunbearer Trials. I originally was like, oh yeah, I should read some of the Darkening. But then I'm like, but this is what I really want to read. And like, one thing I'm upset is Scribd wouldn't let me access the audiobook until October 3rd, and I'm like, no, I want to read it now. So I ended up having to sign up for Audible, use my credit to buy the audiobook of this. But so far, best decision ever. So the easiest way to describe this is at the beginning of each decade, 10 semi-duos, or like the children of the gods, are chosen to compete in this trial type thing to essentially give power to Sol, who is the sun god, and we are following Teo as he ends up being picked to like compete in this. But the thing is there's only one survivor. So the easiest way is kind of like think Hunger Games, but like Mexican mythology and queer. That's kind of what the vibes I'm getting so far. And I also literally like, I'm 34 pages in, but I literally just read the description to make sure like what I was saying is true. And this is definitely going to be very interesting. I'm already loving it though. I've read 2 chapters and I'm already in love with the characters, in love with the world. I obviously like the writing style because it's the exact same writing style, or at least to me it seems like the exact same writing style as Aiden Thomas's 2 other books, which I gave 5 stars. So honestly, I predict this is going to be 5 stars. And hopefully this will get me out of this weird slump thing that I'm in of like, I don't want to read anything. I mean, I read 2 chapters, so that's better than nothing. But yeah, I'm excited to read more of this. Originally, I wanted to hold off until next week so I could read this for the Wayward Sunathon, which is a readathon, because this would work perfectly for that. But I was like, but I want to read it now, so I'm reading it now. But yeah, I'll be slowly reading this. And then I will be starting Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. My loan for my library came in, so I'm like hoping that I will be able to read this and enjoy it. This, all I know is we follow like two people who end up having to work on this NASA project together, and I think it's B and Levi, and basically they don't like each other because something happened when they were in grad school, I think. That sounds about right. Yeah, and like that's pretty much all I know. So that's kind of all I'm gonna say. I'm excited to read it because I loved The Love Hypothesis when I read it earlier this year, and obviously it's the same author, kind of a similar vibe of like a woman in STEM. So yeah, but I'm gonna go start that and let's see how I like it. Okay, so it's Friday at 8:30 and I haven't read anything physically. That is a shocker to nobody. And I read up to about 50% of Love on the Brain, which I'm really enjoying it, obviously. I've read it a little bit throughout, like last night and throughout today, because I did spend most of my day in bed with my back being in a lot of pain. Like right now my back's in pain, but I had to go to my cousin's for a little bit, so I'm just now getting back. But I figured just update. But I am enjoying Love on the Brain. I will say I don't understand a lot of what's going on because there's a lot of like science-y things and I don't do well with science, but I'm enjoying the characters. And this isn't really going to be a spoiler, but it's more of like a trope that is in it. But I love that this has the trope of two characters talking, but they don't know it's each other talking. I mean, I don't know for a fact at this moment that they are talking, but basically we have B, who she runs this anonymous Twitter account. It's like, what would Marie Curie do, who was one of the first females to ever be in the science field, like officially. And so it's like, what would Marie Curie do, of like, oh, needing advice type thing, but it's anonymous, like nobody knows it's B, and she is talking to somebody online who runs like a different Twitter account anonymously, and like I'm about 99.999% sure it's Levi, just based on everything. So it's like they chat on there, they've been chatting on there for years, completely anonymous, knowing nothing, not knowing that it's each other. Apparently I can't speak. And I love that because like you can clearly see how they're feeling towards each other in those messages, but they don't know it's each other in like real life when they're talking about like their project or things like that. Like you're just I love it. I love it. I don't think I love it as much as The Love Hypothesis, at least at the point I'm at now, but I do enjoy the characters and what's going on. I think at this point it might be like a 4.5, which still is good, but I gave The Love Hypothesis 5 stars. But I will say I still have the last half to read, so yeah. But I'm gonna go read. Fingers crossed I'll try to update you tomorrow morning. I'm saying in the morning because that's my goal. In reality, will it probably be around this time tomorrow? Probably. So it's almost 4 o'clock and I just got back from my little cousin's birthday, because that's what I had to do today. But last night I ended up getting to 74% of Love on the Brain, and I do enjoy the characters. My only complaint with the characters is that B tends to not let other people say what they want to say and explain themselves. She's really difficult with that in the beginning. Towards now, a little bit better. One thing that I will say is definitely the spicy moments are definitely spicy. Like I'm going to have I think it's chapter 18, just ingrained in my brain, like for a while, because it definitely it stood out. Like, it's definitely spicier than the Love Hypothesis, because if I remember the Love Hypothesis correctly, there was like one there was one sex scene, if I remember correctly, one and an ish. Maybe there was two, but I honestly can't remember. I know there was one at least, but in Love on the Brain, there's already two, and there's still a quarter of the book left, so there probably will be a third. I sense there's gonna be a third at least, so definitely a little bit more spicier, which I will never say no to. But in general, I am really enjoying it. I do think it will probably be that 4.5, but just because of the possible because of B not letting other people talk might bring it down, but then also I'm really enjoying it, so it might be up to a 5. I don't know. I feel like I literally said that yesterday, so who knows what my rating will be. And here in a little bit I plan on reading more of the Sunbearer Trials, which normally sits behind me. Like, my currently readings normally sit behind me, but I had to use my printer, so I moved them. But I'll be reading more of the Sunbearer Trials. I'd like to get a good chunk into it, maybe like past the 100-page mark, but I'm not sure. So I only ended up reading up to page 59 of the Sunbearer Trials. For some reason today I just can't seem to focus on reading. Like, even with the audiobook and the physical book, I just couldn't seem to focus. So I got 2 chapters read, which is better than nothing. And like, I'm really enjoying it. I did stop at a point that I feel like will pick up really good tomorrow and just will make me want to then just keep on reading, I hope. But I know if I force myself to read tonight, I will enjoy it less. But I'm really loving the characters so far, the world that has been created, and just honestly, like, everything just, it feels so immersive. Like, I'm just like, yep, I'm in this world with these characters because of how like descriptive everything is, and I'm really enjoying it. But I think I'm gonna end this here because I honestly don't really feel like reading, so I might not finish Love on the Brain. If I do, I do, and you'll see that in my wrap up at the end of the month. But I just kind of want to crawl into bed, maybe watch some TV and just relax. So yeah, I will end this vlog here. I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!